So you've probably heard people say that the Florida real estate market is crashing. And then there's others that are saying, well, that's nonsense. So who's right? In Cape Coral and all around Southwest Florida, we are seeing a real shift. We're seeing inventory piling up, we're seeing deep price cuts, and we're seeing consumer confidence erode. I'm not saying that it's 2008 all over again, but we are seeing a significant slowdown underway already. And in this video, I'm going to break down what it means for buyers, sellers, and homeowners here in Florida. Hi, I'm Laure Rose. I'm a real estate agent based in Naples, Florida, and I want to show you what I see on the ground and how it may affect you. Right now, we're not dealing with subprime loans. Variable rate mortgages are kind of uncommon right now, and our unemployment, well, it's still low, but that doesn't mean we're in a healthy market. We're seeing different pressures right now, and those pressures are growing. There are three big forces that are driving the shift right now. First is our high interest rates. That's causing buyers and sellers not to make any moves. And next we have affordability issues. Wages aren't keeping up with inflation, and we have overinflated home prices. And then our third thing is consumer confidence is falling, and that makes people stop in their tracks. And a good example of what's going on is Cape Coral. In Cape Coral, homes are sitting on the market 90 days or more, and 34% of those listings, well, they've had deep price cuts. And 26% of homes that are currently on the market in Cape Coral, well, they're rental properties. Investors are starting to liquidate because the return on investment isn't as great as it once was. And these aren't isolated signs. These are early signs of the broader shift across Florida. Have you noticed similar trends in your market? Are for sale signs sticking around longer than they used to? Leave me a comment, let me know what's going on in your area. I know we all remember when interest rates went to almost zero, and that created a frenzy of buyers, and our prices for homes skyrocketed. And now we're dealing with the ripple effect. So far, prices haven't crashed, but they're starting to dip in certain places, and sometimes these homes feel like they're on sale. So prices across Florida on average have come down about 20% since the pandemic. But if you think about that, we started out with homes around $200,000. They skyrocketed up to $400,000, and now they're back to $320,000. Well, it is definitely less than it used to be, but it's still more than it should be, right? You're just paying for a less inflated house price. But it hasn't crashed yet. It's not back to where it was pre-pandemic, or even close to what it was in 2008. I'm curious, if you're waiting to buy a home, how much do prices have to come down before you jump in? Leave a comment, let me know. One thing that we're starting to see in our market that looks a little familiar is risky lending. Some FHA buyers are getting approved with a debt to income ratio of 45 to 50%, meaning half their income is going to repay debt before they pay any of their living expenses. And we're also seeing the return of no money down mortgages and adjustable rate mortgages. These are tools that do help buyers get qualified, but they're risky in the long term. This means that people are getting through the door, but their budget is stretched to the limit. And we've seen in the past what happens when they can't repay the loans. It's a big red flag. So what do you think about creative financing? Is it an ends to a means so that people can get into a home, or is it a recipe for disaster? You tell me. So what do you do if you want to buy a home now? Only buy what you can afford, and don't think about refinancing down the road for better terms. That may not happen. Try your best to get a fixed loan rate. It's going to be safer in the long run. Make sure you have some cash reserves, because there's always something you're going to need for that new house. And make sure you take into consideration costs that can go up throughout the years, such as insurance, taxes, and maintenance. So let's talk about taxes. Florida doesn't have a state income tax, which is great, but our property taxes have been getting more and more over the years, and our insurance rates have gone sky high throughout the years as well. So if you're purchasing property for the first time in Florida, make sure that you understand your tax bill, because the prior owner may have had a homestead exemption, so their tax bill is going to be lower than your tax bill. And also make sure that you get with an insurance agent prior to putting an offer on a home, so you know what your insurance bill is going to be as well. The market is shifting and the data is telling a clear story across Florida. Listings are up significantly across many markets here in Florida, and that's a clear sign that sellers are trying to sell their homes before prices go even farther down. Days on the market have climbed to 80 days in general in 2025. And if you look back at 2022, well, we were at 33 days. That means we've almost doubled our days on the market in the last 3 years. And that's an obvious sign that buyer demand is cooling. Home sales in Florida have dropped 3 years straight. In 2022, we were down 18%. The next year, we were down 10%. Last year, 2024, we were down 13%, and right now we're sitting down about 4.3%. And this is a year we were supposed to make a slight comeback. Even some housing market bulls are changing their tune. Mark Zandi from Moody's recently admitted that our housing market sales are uber depressed and that our market is flashing warning signs. And it's not just real estate. When home sales slow, the entire economy starts to feel the impact. Fewer home purchases means fewer appliances sold, less furniture sold, and people are stopping renovations and remodeling. And I have a friend that works for Home Depot, and he says they're definitely feeling this slowdown. He says there's days where you can look up an aisle and you won't see a single shopper. So this kind of a slowdown doesn't just affect real estate, it affects retail, jobs, and consumer confidence. I'm not trying to scare anyone off on buying a home. I just want you to be well informed. I want you to be prepared and not pressured to make the right decision for you. So if you're a buyer or a seller and you want to know where prices have dipped here in Florida, check out my video. If you like this video, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this about Florida's real estate market. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you give a thumbs up and hit that like button. Until next time, my name is Laure Rose. I'm a local real estate agent based in Naples, Florida, and I want to thank you for taking your time to watch the video. I'll see you next time. Bye.